Good day, everyone, especially to the organizers, my fellow participating researchers, and to all the attendees to this international research conference. It is my great privilege to share, present, and discuss the findings of my research paper. So to start with, I would like to share a short background or biography about myself. I am Mr. Jhetro Royce Espartero, a graduate school student from the University of the Cordilleras, Baguio City, Philippines, taking up Doctor of Philosophy in Criminal Justice with specialization in criminology. And currently, I am working as a full-time criminology faculty at the University of Antique, Cebalom, Antique, Philippines. I will be presenting my research paper entitled Operational Stress, Organizational Stress, and Coping Strategies of Police Officers in the Municipal Police Station of San Jose de Buenavista, Antique. So I will be starting with a short introduction and background about the study. So police work is considered a demanding career that is commonly mentioned as an occupation having high stress levels. On a daily basis, police officers must solve numerous difficult situations and make split-second decisions. According to Violante et al. 2017, today's police officers must learn to deal with danger, uncertainty, and unpredictability as part of their job. So thus, police officers must be resilient and learn coping mechanisms to handle all demands of their work. Stress and policing can be classified into operational and organizational stressors because these are two distinct and particular structures for police forces according to McCurry and Thompson. So in order for us to have a short background, what are these stressors, and and how could we identify this one? When we talk about operational stressors, these are associated with policing particularities like working in shifts, danger and risk of injury, critical incidents, traumatic events, citizens' criticisms of police officers' behavior, perception of policing by society, fear of excessive use of force, aggressive interactions, work-family conflict, and etc. That is according to several authors. Meanwhile, organizational stressors are those that relate to the police as a structure or organization. This includes stressors like disagreements with superiors or coworkers, a lack of supplies, or personal work overload, an excessive amount of administrative work, issues with leadership, as well as the unique ways that each police department, command, or station operates. These factors, such as job stress and coping mechanisms, have a significant impact on police officers' jobs as well as their physical and well-being. The purpose of the study is to determine the level of the organizational stress, operational stress, and coping strategies among police officers. And finally, this study may contribute to the development of an organizational work environment that reduces stress and emphasizes the value of occupational health among our police officers. For the statement of the problem, first, what is the level of operational stress, organizational stress, and coping strategies of the police officers when taken as an intergroup and when categorized as to age, sex, and length of service? Second, is there a significant difference in the operational stress, organizational stress, and coping strategies of police officers when categorized as to age, sex, and length of service? Is there a significant relationship between operational stress and coping strategies of the police officers in San Jose Municipal Police Station? And lastly, is there a significant relationship between organizational stress and coping strategies of police officers in San Jose Municipal Police Station? So the main objective of this research study is to determine the level of operational stress, organizational stress, and coping strategies among police officers at the Municipal Police Station of San Jose de Buenavista in the province of Antique, Philippines. The research design utilized in this study is a descriptive quantitative method of research wherein survey and correlational designs were used. For the population and locale of the study, a total of 41 police officers assigned to the Municipal Police Station of San Jose de Buenavista in the province of Antique were considered as the respondents of the study. So in order to have a glimpse on the categories for each variables, for the aged 18 respondents were 30 years old and below, and 23 respondents ages above 30 years old. For sex, 30 of the respondents were male and 11 were female. And finally, as to the length of service, 21 respondents have 10 years and below length of service, while 20 respondents have at least above 10 years service in the organization. For the data gathering tool, questionnaire was adopted from McCary and Thompson for parts 2 and 3, while for part 4, the coping inventory for stressful situation, which was developed by Endler and Parker, was used. So it is consists of 4 parts. For part 1, it elicits demographic profile of the respondents. For parts 2 and 3, they have both 20 items, which measures the operational and the organizational stressors from from both police occupational stress. And for part 4, we have 21 items, which measures the coping strategies of police officers. For the data gathering procedure, so first, permission to conduct the study was secured from the office of the officer in charge of San Jose de Buenavista Municipal Police Station in the province of Antique. The questionnaire were personally administered to the police officers, and data gathering period started on the second week of December 2021, and it ended on the third week of December 2021. For the treatment of the data, frequency, percentage, mean, and standard deviation were used for the descriptive statistics, while t-test and person R was utilized for the inferential statistics. For the results of the study, for the level of operational stress among police officers, when taken as an intergroup, the level of operational stress was moderate with a mean of 3.40. When categorized as to age 30 years old and below, has a moderate level of operational stress with 3.18 mean. Meanwhile, above 30 years old have high level of operational stress with a mean of 3.57. When grouped according to sex, both male and female have a moderate level of operational stress, the same as true when categorized according to the length of service. 10 years and below and above 10 years, police officers have also moderate level of operational stress. So with this, the results implies that the police officers have generally a moderate level of operational stress when taken as an intergroup and when classified according to sex and length of service. However, the results of the study revealed that police officers with age above 30 years old have higher levels of operational stress compared to those police officers age 30 years old and below. This is mainly because frontline officers with more experience have been subjected to cumulative trauma experiences as well as long-term exposure to chronic systemic conflicts, both which implies higher levels of operational stress. So moving forward in terms on the level of organizational stress among police officers, when taken as an intergroup, the table 3 shows that there is a moderate level of organizational stress with a mean of 3.32. When categorized according to age, both 30 years old and below and above 30 years old have a moderate level of organizational stress. The same as true when classified according to sex, both male and female have moderate level of organizational stress. And lastly, when grouped according to the length of service, 10 years and below and above 10 years, police officers have moderate level of organizational stress. So this result simply implies that police officers have a moderate level of organizational stress when taken as an intergroup and when classified according to variables. These findings were also consistent with the research of Lodica 2017, which found that police officers at medium-sized departments in British Columbia's lower mainland reported low to moderate levels of overall police organizational stress. In terms on the level of coping strategies among police officers, it is evident that when taken as an intergroup, the police officers can cope moderately effective with a mean of 3.20. This is also true to variables when classified according to age, sex, and length of service. The police officers can also cope moderately effective. So these results imply that police officers can cope moderately effective to stress when taken as an intergroup and when classified according to variables, which provided support on the findings of Burnett's study, in which many of the police subjects were also able to regulate and cope with their stress effectively. Next, in terms on the difference in the operational stress when categorized as to age, sex, and length of service. So we could see in the table that when grouped according to age, sex, and length of service, all of these variables, there is no significant difference. So this results implies that operational stress among police officers was similar or the same when classified according to variables, which these findings are corroborated in the study of Ludica 2017, who reported also no statistically significant results between rank, position, marital status, education, and operational or organizational stress among police officers. So moving forward for table 6, difference in terms on the organizational stress when categorized as to age, sex, and length of service, we could also see on the results provided in the table that when categorized according to age, sex, length of service, still there is no significant difference. So this finding suggests that when categorized according to these variables, organizational stress among police officers are also the same or similar. This result was also corroborated with a study conducted by Dominguez and Machado in 2017, which found that stress phenomenon was prevalent and similar in both police forces, meaning it was dependent on the organizational differences and shared underlying causes. So in terms on the difference in the coping strategies, one categorized as to age, sex, and length of service, the results in table 7 revealed that there is no significant difference also, which implies that coping strategies among police officers were similar or the same regardless of age, sex, and their length of service. So for the table 8, in terms on the relationship between operational stress and coping strategies of the police officers, the results in this table reveal that operational stress of police officer has low relation to their coping strategies with R value of 0.308, of which the p-value of 0.050 is equal to the 0.05 level of significance, wherein the present study found a significant correlation between operational stress and coping strategies among police officers. These findings would seem to suggest that the operational stress was associated with the police officers' coping mechanism. And finally, when it comes to the relationship between organizational stress and coping strategies of the police officers, the results in Table 9 reveal that the organizational stress of police officer is moderately related to their coping strategies with R value of 0.355, of which the p-value of 0.23 is less than the 0.05 level of significance. This present study found a significant correlation between organizational stress and coping strategies among police officers, which the result seems to suggest that the police officers' coping strategies and their organizational stress were interrelated. This result is also supported by a related study that found a significant correlation between their coping styles and job stress among police officers in an armed police force based on the study of Yuling 2011. So with this findings, the following conclusion can be drawn that these police officers in the study are capable of performing their operational tasks. However, it was discovered that older police officers perceive it to be more stressful compared to the younger ones. Meanwhile, respondents can also effectively manage their organizational responsibilities. Hence, police officers are capable of handling workplace problems brought on by numerous stressors, whether be it in their organizational or operational roles. And lastly, the operational stress and organizational stress of these police officers tend also to affect their coping strategies. And based on the conclusions, the following recommendations are being suggested. So first, it is suggested that the Municipal Police Station of San Jose de Buenavista must strive to reduce police officers' stress in both their organizational and operational roles. In order to achieve this, a gradual stress management program that strengthens police officers' coping mechanisms may be implemented. Also, a review of the policies and practices in the municipal police station may also be considered in order to contribute significantly to stress management among its police officers. In order to do this, they may consider the implementation of a peer support program and stress debriefings after critical and traumatic events. Likewise, the police administration, in particular the chiefs of the local police station, may also be trained to recognize signs and symptoms of occupational stress among police officers. Employees' workload should also be monitored, and leaders should make sure that there is a sufficient operational staffing to allow for officer breaks. And the police administration should also think about establishing connections with other experts in the municipality or province who have the training to explicitly address stress-related issues, challenges, and concerns, such as psychologists and mental health practitioners. And finally, room for future research. So it was also recommended that The present study may be replicated among police officers in other municipalities and provinces to get the real picture of the level of operational stress, organizational stress, and coping strategies of the law enforcement population. Also, other variables may be considered in future studies. So that's it for the references. Here are some references that was utilized in the study. And before I end this presentation, I would like to acknowledge the International Institute of the Academic Research and Publications for this opportunity to share my research to this international research conference. Also, the Commission on Higher Education for granting me the scholarship in order for me to pursue my graduate studies. I would like also to acknowledge the University of the Cordilleras, particularly the College of Criminal Justice Education, specifically Dr. Rubino D. Cowie, our research professor, also for sharing his valuable ideas and guidance in order to accomplish this research paper. Also, I would like to recognize Dr. Leonardo T. Guerrero, the research statistician, for sharing also his expertise and inspiring words in order to successfully complete this research endeavors. Also, I would like to acknowledge the San Jose Municipal Police Station in the province of Antique, particularly Police Major Benjo Clarite, for allowing and giving me the opportunity to conduct this study. Moreover, I would like also to thank the respondents of the study, which are the police officers assigned in San Jose Municipal Police Station. So that ends my presentation, and thank you very much for this opportunity to share new knowledge through the results of this research study. So see you again in next International Research Conference, and have a great day.